Hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. So after three thrilling, entertaining, and closely fought Ashes Test matches, we are going to have the fourth one starting tomorrow at Old Trafford after a mini break of around 10 days. So we are going to discuss about this Test match exactly. Which team is better prepared to win the fourth Test match? Can Australia win this Test match and retain not only retain Ashes but win Ashes in England after 21 years, or will it be England who will win and ensure that series is still open in the till the fifth Test match? So we are going to discuss about it. We will see what's the history of the Test matches which both team played. What are the records? Some of the records here, and we will discuss about the team composition. England, as we all know, has already declared they are playing 11. We will see what changes Australia can go ahead and make. So yeah, we will discuss about this in today's video. But before I start this video, once again, I want to humbly request all of you that please subscribe to my channel. If this is the first time you are visiting my channel, you're watching this video, so you can like this video, you can share it with your friends, not only on YouTube but in different social media. You can give me your valuable comments, your feedback, whether whether you agree with my points or not, or whether you have a different point of view about it. You can also watch my previous videos. I have created a lot of videos on Ashes, IPL, India, current India versus West Indies series, or WTC. It's fairly new channel. Just few months ago I have created it. So every new person who subscribed to my channel, it acts as a motivation for me. So please support me. It's a humble request. I don't have any other way to promote my channel. I only rely on my content. So if you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Great. So now the Ashes, the fourth Test match of Ashes is going to start tomorrow in Old Trafford. If you talk about the stats on this ground till now, so both England and Australia, they have played 30 Test matches on this ground till now, out of which Australia has a bit upper hand. They have won 8, England won 7, and rest 15 were draw. So Australia will be happy to come to a ground where they are slightly better. They have slightly better record than England. Some of the famous record on this ground was Jimmy Laker's 19 wicket, which he took in 1956 on the same ground against Australia. There were a few double centuries. There are around 600 players who have scored double centuries as well. Talking about the stats, so the average first inning score is always in excess of 300. It's usually 340, 350. But in fourth inning it becomes a bit difficult to bat on, because Old Trafford is it start assisting spinners in the second half of the game, usually from the fourth and fifth day, late half of the fourth day and the fifth day. So yeah, it's going to be another thrilling contest, which I'm anticipating. Both teams are going to put their best foot forward to win this Test match. But there are few things which can really impact the result of the game. So we will start with the England team, the home team. So we saw that just by making a couple of changes in their team, and reducing the amount of Bazball to more kind of a cautious approach, helped England a lot. In third Test match, most of England batsmen, especially Ben Stokes, they played a restricted knock. When I say restricted, it means initially they took their time. They were not worried about the strike rate, and later on, once they were settled, they score runs and increase their strike rate, which is the right approach as far as Bazball is concerned. The changes which they made for third test match really worked well. However, now Australia knew what to expect from Chris Stokes and Mark Wood, and they will be prepared for it. So it will be interesting to see that how in this match both these bowlers perform. England has also called Jimmy Anderson for this test match on his home ground. This is Jimmy Anderson's home ground, and he has a very amazing record. In fact, he has an amazing record all across England. But particularly on this ground, he has a very good record. However, the way he struggled in first two test matches, where he was struggling to take wickets, even when in the cloudy conditions, in the seaming conditions, it will be interesting to see if we find a different Jim Anderson, where the older one who used to run through the teams with his swing bowling, or we are going to watch that in Jimmy Anderson who is currently struggling. So that's an interesting take. In order to bring Jimmy Anderson, they have dropped Ollie Robinson, who was kind of struggling with his injury in the last test match, but I believe that in this 10 days gap he has recovered. But he's dropped, and he is currently England's second leading wicket taker. The first one is he's at the second number. First one is Stuart Broad from England team. So it will be interesting to see that Ollie Robinson, who used to provide those breakthroughs, whether England is going to get it done or not. Another very important thing, which I'm sure everyone will have a close look, will be Johnny Bairstow, especially his keeping. In all the three test matches, he dropped some very simple dollies, some very simple catches, and it really jeopardized England chances in all the test matches. In third test match as well, if not for Mark Wood and Chris Stokes, England would have embarrassed again, and things would have over for England in this Ashes. So we all know Johnny Bairstow. He's a quality cricketer, and I'm sure that he would have worked hard in these 10 days to get his keeping back in shape. He must have practiced a lot. He's struggling with the batting as well, but keeping it is more important, because irrespective of how many how beautifully bowlers are bowling, how beautifully they're exploiting the condition, if the fielders are not taking catches, these are meaningless. And sooner or later, giving life to quality players like Steven Smith, Usman Khwaja, for that matter, Mitchell Marsh, it can really backfire. So that's another thing which England needs to think about. In all these three test matches, and in the 4 test match as well, which is going to start tomorrow, England has shown, has tried to portray a very brave face, showing that they don't care about anything and they are going to win it. Whether it is announcing team at least more than 24 hours in advance, or backing up the players who are struggling but who fit in their game plan. So definitely being self-confident is very important, and it is essential as well when you're playing such a crucial series against such a quality attack and quality team. But there's a very slight difference between being self-confident and overconfident. And at times England team appeared to be overconfident, at least in first 2 test match. Even in the third test match, in first inning they just they lost wickets, and if not their struggle if not for the Ben Stokes inning, they could have ended up with more deficit and would have struggled to win the third test match. So this is something which they need to figure out. We saw how their batting is struggling if Ben Duckett and Joe Root are not scoring runs. In third test match, both of them could not score runs, and the entire England team struggled. So that is something which they need to figure about. There's also a very crucial position, that is batting at number 3. Who should be promoted to do that? We saw Moeen Ali playing at that position in the second inning, and in the first inning it was, I believe, Joe Root was promoted at that position. So it will be interesting to see how they're going to you know or who is going to play at number 3, because it is really very crucial position, especially if there's an early wicket. If England lost an early wicket, it's always the player at number 3 who is going to who's going to stable the inning. Moeen Ali, with due respect to his game, he does not have that game to play at 3, especially in seaming conditions of England. Joe Root will be the best option to play at number 3. So in my view, that is something which we are going to see tomorrow. He will be playing at number 3, especially the way Chris Stokes and Mark Wood batted. It would have in last test match, it would have given England team a lot of confidence, and their batting lineup has just got extended. I mean, if you are getting player like Stuart Broad at number 10, who he was still a decent batsman, and he has around 175 runs as his high score. So it is really, it speaks a lot about their batting lineup. However, they have to be a bit cautious about that ultra aggressive approach which cost them the first 2 test matches. Bowling wise, again, it is going to be very quality swing attack, seam bowling attack, with Chris Stokes, Stuart Broad, and Jim Anderson. All 3 can really move the ball beautifully. And if we get swinging condition, or if we get the favorable weather climate in Old Trafford for 5 days, definitely it will be very tough for Australian batsmen to play these 3. Not to forget Mark Wood, who was really phenomenal in third test match. With his speed, he can really hurry Australian batsmen. So yeah, England team is looking good, and they can definitely win this test match if they take care of a few things, like be a bit cautious about their Bazball approach, ensuring that that third position is given to a responsible, a batsman who can really stable the inning if there are some early wickets which are falling. Talking about Australia, Australian team is also struggling with a lot of issues, and if not for some senseless mistake by England, especially in the first 2 test matches, currently the result would have been different. But Australian team, they grabbed the opportunities whenever they came, whether it was due to some blunders by England, but the bottom line is that they are currently leading. So the biggest challenge for them currently is going to be. So the biggest challenge which Australian team is facing right now is David Warner's form. To be very frank, he's like a walking wicket for Stuart Broad, and it really put Australian team into a lot of discomfort when they lose their first wicket, at a very low score. Now, with Mitchell Marsh scoring such a fascinating century in last test match, and Cameron Green fit, it will be interesting to see if they drop David Warner and maybe promote Travis Head, who has opened, and in fact he's an opener. He started his career as opener. Whether he is promoted to open with Usman Khwaja, so that both the all-rounders are accommodated, or we are going to see Marcus Harris in the lineup. Well, I don't think I don't feel that Australian team is going to make such a big change. Uh, in my view, they, most probably they will drop David Warner and Travis Head will open. But again, chances are that they might give him one more this test match, because he was decent at least in first test match. He struggled in next two, but he was pretty decent in the first test match. Another issue is Marnus Labuschagne. He's a quality player, and we saw that he is able to play well, but he loses his wicket once he is in 40s, those 30s 40s run. He just loses his wicket playing some loose shot, and just gifting his wicket, which is really impacting Australian batting lineup, which is heavily dependent on Usman Khawaja and Steven Smith. In fact, if you look in first two test matches, if not for these two batsmen, Australian team would have struggled. And not to forget Travis Head as well, who played crucial knocks. So that's another issue which they have to figure out. Their other batsmen look good, look decent. We have seen Cameron Green as well in first two test matches, and Mitchell Marsh was really phenomenal in last test match. Travis Head is a good option. Alex Carey is struggling, but definitely currently they don't have any other option as far as wicketkeeper is concerned. And Carey's wicket-keeping skills are really sublime. I mean, he is doing good there. So no changes there. Bowling wise, again, they are going to have the same bowling lineup. They will definitely drop Scott Botland, and they will drop Josh Hazelwood for this test match. That's pretty sure. And yes, no other changes will be there. I'm sure that the Todd Martin, their spinner, will play in this test match as well. Talking about Australian issues, one thing I told, we discussed 2 points: the opener and Marnus Labuschagne. They are also very vulnerable without their leading spinner Lathan Lyon. Trust me on this, and if Lyon was there, Australia would have won the third test match very easily. But he was not there. There was no other spinner. In fact, Pat Cummins does not have any confidence in Todd Martin, especially in second inning. So that is going to be a crucial factor as well, because we all know that in Old Trafford, spinners get good purchase, especially on the fourth and fifth day. That is in the second inning. Also, at times, Pat Cummins' captaincy skills, especially his decisions which he take, were really surprising. I mentioned that not giving over to Martin in last Test match, when he could have been a better option, as he's a better as he's a good spinner. Also, when Mark Wood and Chris Wokes were batting in third Test match, he kept on bowling the short pitch stuff, which was pretty easy for both the batsmen, and they were able to score runs freely. So that is again something which Australian team has to look upon. But again, because they are leading in this series, and they are, in my view, if I compare both the teams, Australian team looks better. And we have seen how England teams, they mess up things at times, like with their fielding and their senseless batting. So if that thing happens again, then Australia will definitely capitalize on it, and they can win it. Else, England, there's no doubt, there's no chance that it will be a draw. Either England will win or Australia. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how things go on. Both the teams will put their put everything so that they are going to win this test match. If Australia win this test match, they don't have to even worry about the last test match, which is going to start after just couple of days after the fourth test match. So that's all for today. Definitely, like I said, we are going to I'm excited to watch another thrilling, fascinating test match. This Ashes is really amazing till now. So thank you for watching my video. Once again, please subscribe to my channel and help me with your valuable feedback. Thank you very much, and have a good day.